Okay, so we'll do a quick recap. Jetty can jump in if he gets in time. It's fine. So yeah, you guys, we've gone over some of the names, some of the important people that we've noticed aboard the train and towards its first stop in the town of Shiraj, which I'll chuck into chat for you. Shiraj.
Sure.
Shiraj. You guys had talked with Malia, somewhat, the security guard on the train. Some of you had shown interest about potentially doing some shooting off of the top of the train as you travel through the Malice Lands. She sort of seemed to give the idea that it's something people quite enjoy, do quite regular. Who knows? It could be a bit of fun. You'd seen some, yeah, as I say, some NPCs that looked like they may have been of interest. One, Olivert Boone, douchebag Mick Fedora, a man called Verzebek Tintalovich, who's been quite the center of interest, as someone died in his presence, and this someone appeared to be a killer or an assassin of some sort that was targeting Verzebek himself. However, upon investigation, the seed this man choked on appeared to have just been, or a nut, sorry, not a seed, a nut this man choked on appeared to have just been a nut that the man choked on. Large, chokeable nuts, my goodness. You'd also met Brienne Bree Caldeca, who's someone that you get the idea that they're contract security or private security. However, you don't know who they were meant to be guarding, and from the information you gathered from Bree, their contractor hasn't actually turned up. And that's Bree there. You'd also seen... I'll get the other ones for you. So. Verzebek. Old mate. Olivert Boone. Oh, it's a big one, sorry. That's how much of a douche he is. He's just got a bigger picture. You'd also seen a few others. One, Isabel Travers, who was mostly covered when they arrived. But the passenger manifest revealed that they were Isabel Travers traveling with another lady.
Eleanor Yannette.
Eleanor Yannette, that's right. Who's just a mean person.
She just is.
Just is. You'd also met the Grientos family. They're a family of 4 Baron half-orcs. Damata Griento is the father, the husband. He's quite excitable and chatty, and he takes every opportunity, and did so, I think, with you guys to talk about engineering. But the reason that they were on the train supposedly was sightseeing. But any conversation that seemed to steer towards sightseeing, he just wasn't really that interested. His wife, Ejeka, yeah, it's a hard name to say. Ejeka out of the plane when it's crashing. Taro, the son, and Dabo, the daughter. They're all traveling with him. And I think that pretty much covers it. You'd arrived at Kiske, which was the first stop, and that's where Eleanor Yannette and Isabel Travers had got on, I believe. That first minor stop. And yeah, so that's where we're going to pick up. So, let me give you a calendar day. What
Calendar day?
Calendar day. We're using a Gregorian calendar.
Oh, calendar. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The wrong emphasis on the wrong syllables. So let's skip you some days. Just gotta figure out how this shit. So pulling out of Kiske, it is roughly 2 p.m.
Kiss.
Mid to late afternoon.
Was it Kiske or Shiraj we were pulling out of?
Kiske
Sorry.
is the one you first stopped and picked up the 4 people. Shiraj is going to be the first stop where the train actually stops for the night. That was just a pick up 4 people from the station and go sort of deal.
Mm-hmm.
So it is 2:47 p.m. Sunday the 5th of September. And yeah, you pull out of the small agricultural hub of Kiske with these 4 new people on. As the train is due to arrive in Shiraj at about 5:35 to 5:40, you guys have a couple hours with which to spend. How would you like to spend them, or do you simply wish to wait for the journey? There are points when I'm going to ask if there's specific things you want to do. There are times when I'm going to make whole swathes of the journey go by, and you just sort of tell me what you're going to be doing over that period. Those will be treated more like a skill challenge than, I'm not going to roleplay 365 days of travel, that sort of deal.
Purely just to maintain his cover as a washed up reject, Dimitri's going to go to the bar and pour himself some vodka. Totally not at all because he's relapsing into alcoholism or anything.
No,
Okay, totally no. Okay. Anyone else have any other thing?
Well, we
check
should
up
probably
things.
get together and compare notes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we can consider that at some point in the next couple of hours. You guys do catch up, especially gaining the information from Dimitri regarding the passenger manifest and those passengers that arrive, which would confirm you now all have the names and a rough idea of who each of those people each of you spotted is. You'd now be able to recognize any of them by name and look.
Are the other are you guys all acting as if you know each other publicly, or are you all supposed to be just individual passengers? I'm just wondering how obvious it's going to be if we keep sort of sequestering ourselves and having chats and stuff, or is that something we don't have to worry about?
It's probably not something you have to worry about so much, especially because most of you are traveling first class, which means there's a lot of privacy and a lot of expectation of being waited on by staff or being seen by the staff. People in first class tend to consider themselves quite important, and it would not be unusual for various staff members to talk to them repeatedly. So you don't have to worry about that too much.
We could strike up a poker game.
Yeah, exactly. You could do anything like that, especially if that's something you wanted to do to start meeting and greeting with some of the other passengers as well. Sort of thing might be good.
That might be a good idea, actually.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
As long as we don't actually have to play poker, I'm fine with that.
No. Roll a d20 and pull from the deck.
Oh no, I just meant the poker game. You know, the one where you hit each other with pokers.
Fencing, a man's sport.
Sort of a homebody's version of Irish stand down.
Yeah, so we should do that thing. Otherwise, I'll probably just try and establish myself as a statue at the bar.
Do we Have any good way of spying on Luck Dude?
On who, sorry?
The guy with the luck
And
research.
Ah, Verzabek.
Kalovich.
Yeah. I mean, short of camping out and keeping an eye on his room and following him wherever he goes, not really too much. There's no, I don't know, do any of you have any rituals or abilities?
That's why I'm actually trying to look up right now. But nothing that's coming out particularly useful.
Okay.
Well,
I have-
actually, I think the best way to do it would probably be, especially we've got a long time with them, is maybe try and strike up a rapport or a friendship with them. It's probably going to be easier than trying to do it, behind his back. So I've kind of got a feeling that if we try and do sort of sneaky stuff, we might end up with a run of bad luck.
Good point. Could invite him to our poker game.
Sort of what I was thinking. Especially because the dude loves gambling, right?
And because he's probably going to consider himself quite lucky, it's probably not a bad idea.
Probably means we're going to lose a shitload of money, though.
Oh, yes.
Small state.
Oh, Spite.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before we got on the train, but I've been using my flawless disguise this whole time.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. You'd said it on the prep on the boat, I believe.
Yeah. So I don't actually look like a dark or drow, not dark elf, fucking not World of Warcraft.
I believe
I
those
know,
are
whatever.
night elves anyway.
Whatever.
Jeez. Get your lore sorted. Okay, cool. So you guys want to set up a bit of a poker game before arriving in Shiraj, or do you want to put the word out that you're going to have one in Shiraj? Perhaps a way to pass some of the night for some of the travellers once you're stopped in the town.
I think that sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. Could I get some streetwise? I'll get 2 rolls, please.
2 rolls of streetwise.
2 rolls of streetwise from 2 different people.
Not me.
All right, Dimitri and Quinn. Oh, it's a variant too. It's a funny looking 3. You smashed both of their rolls though, so I'm gonna take Severian. You're a good roller. Okay, so you guys start putting the word out. You get a little bit of conversation around. Now, are you wanting to keep this to first and second class? Vizabek himself is in second. Or are you
Well-
wanting to pick particular people? What are you wanting to do?
Well, the poors probably aren't going to have enough money for the sort of stakes that would interest the first class people anyway, are they?
Rather. And how would they get on a yacht?
All right, so first and second it is, and even second's a push. But that's what you need for the people. Yeah, word gets around. As you suspect, Vizabek is incredibly interested, and he tells you in no uncertain terms that he will certainly be there. Where, per se, are you going to be doing it? And you can find out from Malia that in Shiraj there is a fine dining and entertainment establishments built near to, almost as if part of the train station, specifically for people that are travelling on the Avery Coast Railway. So you can utilize one of those buildings if you'd like. It would just mean you're close to the train.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie. Is there anyone else, any of the named NPCs you wanted to invite to this? Oliver Boone would be an easy target. He's a douche. Of course, douches play poker.
Yeah, I'd probably, since I know him already, I'll probably just be like, yeah, hey guy, come play poker.
Should
I'm gonna
we
ask Oliver Boone about his past with frosted tips.
Ooh.
It's not Guy Fieri, alright?
Better if it was.
We haven't had much interaction with Rich Mean Lady and Covered Face Lady.
Correct. Eleanor and Lynette, or Yanette.
I figure that if they're going to interact with us, they'll be the ones engaging.
still might be maybe somebody just politely says, there's a lot of people, and I don't know. It did look like that Eleanor was the sort that likes to flash off wealth, so it's worth maybe at least asking her, I think.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Also, probably the patriarch of the Granto family.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Okay.
But I don't think. Well, that depends on how interested he is in poker mechanics rather than regular mechanics.
Never met a mechanic who wasn't interested in poker.
True.
And if Severia wants to talk to what's her name, bodyguard
Yeah,
lady.
sure. Bree.
Bree. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think that about covers it.
Yeah.
It.
It's. I think that's everyone. Actually, I think you've invited the whole train. I'm
Actually-
assuming you're just inviting Damari, yeah, or you're inviting his wife and kids.
We could invite his wife. I
No
suppose.
kids.
Yeah,
No
no,
kids?
kids.
Okay.
No.
Then when he's invited along with his wife, she will politely decline in light of the children.
Okay.
But Damara will certainly attend. Verzebek, as I said, he is super keen. Olivert Boone sort of downplays it. A poker game? I'm sure the stakes won't even bother me. Well, what about a little bit of fun, hey? And then he agrees to come along, despite it being obviously below him and his income. Bree, she will surprisingly, not surprisingly, she will be surprised that she was invited, but she will accept. She will join you. Eleanor Yannette and Isabel Travers will decline the invitation.
Maybe somebody should stay behind and keep an eye on him. Who's
One of
sneaky?
us. One of us can fold easy or early on and go keep an eye on him.
Fair enough. When you actually ask them as well, you do notice that when you ask Eleanor, she declines, and when you ask Isabel, Eleanor declines for Isabel.
Since Trabro isn't here, I'm probably the next stealthiest one.
Okay.
Trabro.
Chat,
Alright, do you think it's too obvious that we've only pretty much invited
I can
potential obscurity people?
We've invited most to first class. It makes sense
Yeah.
that rich people want to play with rich people.
There's not a
That's true.
huge number of other first and even second class people, and you can certainly invite a handful of other NPCs. There are other people there. It's just I don't want to give you 100 named NPCs and have to keep track of them
Just
all.
alright, just some background noise basically.
Yeah, so you can consider that there's maybe 4 or 5 others that you invite as well for precisely that purpose, to make it look like it's not just people of interest that you're inviting along. So it's around 5:23. You've got your little list of invitees, and Malia. So you're 15 minutes out of Shiraj at the moment. Wait, where's my? Oh, hang on, sorry. Okay, so 15 minutes outside of Shiraj, the train guard Malia asks everyone to please return to their seats to keep an eye on their personal effects. The reason for this is that the enclaves are always busy, and it's easy for thieves to hop on board in the commotion and nick unattended valuables. One moment, I've just got a phone call.
They have phones on the train?
Sorry, I'm back. Just got checked in by the Christmas shopper. Okay, yeah, so the Enclave's always busy, and it's easy for thieves to hop on board in the commotion and nick unattended valuables. As she's going around the train sort of warning everyone, you guys can see out of the window that the majestic city of Shiraj, which is the capital city of Daenor, looms on the hills around the station that you can see farther ahead. The city itself casts deep purple shadows in the light of the setting sun, and already lights are beginning to turn the city into a shining wonder of wealth and prosperity. The hills shield the city proper from the smoke of its inland industries, but you can still begin to smell soot and what's the word? Pollution on the wind. The conductor and various security staff have repeatedly reminded you of Shiraj's curfew for visitors, often pointing out tall buildings that show the scars of old fires. These were due to the workers' riots about a generation ago, which nearly burnt the city to the ground. Now, only the citizens with proper passes are allowed to travel between city districts after sunset. But, as travellers of the Avery Coast Railway, you're welcome to enjoy the fine dining and entertainments of the Rail Enclave, as long as you stay within their confines.
Just out of curiosity,
Yes?
how does Dimitri's status as an RHC apply to that? Am I exempt or?
You are
am
not
I-
exempt. Your sort of jurisdiction is the same as anyone holding a rail pass. You have a pass to the Rail Enclave, which is about 4 city blocks ringed by a 20-foot high wall, as well as the rail tracks that intersect with the city's main rail yard. The rail tracks themselves, you have about 10 feet on each side that you're allowed to be on, but really you'd be raising some eyebrows if you're traveling through the city on foot rather than on train on these tracks. The wall itself is more of a reminder than a physical blockade. It's not manned. It has many gaps, holes, and unlocked gates that, if you're determined enough, will be easy to break through to reach the rest of the city. The Enclave itself has a cheap hotel, a fancier hotel, which your passes have given you room to stay, which is located on the opposite side of the train tracks. So literally the right side and the wrong side of the tracks. There's a handful of cheap bars on the wrong side, 2 theatres, 4 restaurants, and a somewhat conservative dance hall, which caters to passengers that stays well open past midnight, or open well past midnight, I should say. Other buildings of note include a police station, the office to the city's transportation authority, and a few touristy museums. Now, these are all contained in the Rail Enclave. There's also a fancy bar attached to the fancy hotel, and a conference centre, which has these rooms that you are welcome to use to host your little poker game. And given that you're first class, the fancy bar and restaurant would easily be utilised to deliver food and alcohol to your games. It is not uncommon, as you find out from Malia.
Do we have any reason to want to see the rest of the city?
Dunno, do you?
Not at the moment.
I know.
I mean,
It feels like it's leading up to something like that, though, doesn't it?
it does.
Yeah.
It does.
Look at this city you can't get to. Look how beautiful it is beyond the walls that block your escape. Look at the holes.
Conveniently very easy to bypass.
Yeah, look at the holes in the wall that aren't watched between the hours of 12 and 1.
Well, now I want to go to the rest of the city.
How long are we staying here?
Overnight. Let me just double check. Pretty sure it is just until the morning. Yep, the train is set to leave Shiraj at 7:30.
One day doesn't seem like enough to explore such a city of Oz-like wonderment.
So, as the train pulls into the station at 5:38 on the dot, people begin to go about their business. The passengers begin to go about their own affairs. Those you invited that agreed, so Demata, Verzebek, Olivert, and Bree, They make their way to the bar and they inform you that they'll be around, 8:30, 9 p.m.?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds about good.
There's one thing I want to do
Yes, shoot.
while everything is during all this hustle and bustle. We didn't get a proper chance to do it since the train was moving. There were people milling around I couldn't get. The murdered assassin, Shen Ryobi.
Yes.
It was noted that he had a handbag on board that
Was never recovered.
hasn't been recovered yet. Yes, I want to find that. I want to specifically try and search for that.
I thought did Dimitri not look through that when he inspected the body?
You did have a look in the just sort of the room that was, or like the seat that was for that guy, but didn't find it. I'm assuming Society, Idasis, you want to do a more thorough search of the train.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're not officially recognized as an RHC officer if you're going by your
This is
cover.
true.
How do you want to go about it? You could try to sneakily do it, just avoiding the cleaners and various staff, or you could perhaps come up with another way of being allowed to be here.
Well, let's see. So if I were an assassin,
Where would I put
where
my
would I?
bag?
Yeah, where would I stuff my handbag full of tricks?
In the
Who
overhead
handles the
compartment.
bags? Is it some kind of porters?
There are porters at each station. There's no porters for the train itself.
I see.
Sounds like we could just make ourselves look like porters. Say somebody who's good at lying and who has imposter's armor that can turn into clothing. Just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see what other neat little tricks I have up my sleeve. Okay,
Your
I
friends
didn't
go
take-
poof. Well, looky here.
Well, I have spook and suggestion on me, but not much else, unfortunately.
Is there a mechanic for forgery besides that one martial practice?
Like forging papers.
Yeah.
I'd say thievery with access to something that you're trying to forge, or a very hard thievery if you don't have access to that.
What about
I think-
bluff?
I think dressing up as a porter is probably the best idea. I can talk
Yeah.
anybody who comes across me and
I
thinks
mean,
I'm
I don't
doing
have a
something
bad bluff
untoward.
score. It's just
Uh,
not as good as my Arcana score, but my bluff is actually pretty decent. So I could potentially, if I can get a porter's outfits, I could come second class in the dining cart's really where I want to focus. Because
Okay.
second class, that whole second class area would be where the target is. So that would be that's probably where the bag has got to be.
Why don't I get dressed up as a porter and come check that out? I should be able to talk anybody who sees me out of thinking I did anything untoward.
Sure.
Okay, so you're going to be doing this as people are sort of unloading and beginning to go about their town, or like about the entertainment and whatnot.
More like, hey, we're supposed to we're somebody's servants. We're supposed to pick up the bags of some guy, but he didn't mark it clearly.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So roll me bluffs.
I'll be assisting on this bluff check.
Yes. Yep. You can roll in this. So it'll just be DC 13.
I
30?
forgot how to roll.
So just go to your skills and drag that.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Awesome. No.
Uh,
So a -2, I believe.
Did that? No. Well, isn't it a DC 10 for assisting?
I think it's 10 plus your half level. Assistant creature makes a skill check against a DC equal to 10 plus 1 half level.
Ooh, okay.
Well, in that case, I'm going to use the daily power of my Choker of Eloquence to reroll
Oh,
that.
it's only a -1. Sorry, not a -2. It's a +2 or a -1 on a failure.
And I'm going to reroll that with Beguiling Tongue, which gives me +5.
Well, do you need to? 27 is still a good score for you.
I thought he said 30.
No. Sorry, it was
Oh.
13 for Society to assist.
Oh. So 27 should
Yeah.
be fine.
Yeah, 27's a pretty good number. You have not failed your check, so don't worry. Yeah, all right. So you managed to sort of have a look through these areas uncontested or unchallenged. You find a handbag, but it appears to be a handbag of an unfortunate passenger who has left it behind. And it contains their pass and identification documents, which
I'll
identifies
take
it.
that.
It identifies it as someone else, not the man that you are looking for.
Is there
Unfortunately,
picture ID?
there is no picture ID. No, there's no
Is there like
photography.
X tall, black hair, etc.?
Yes, there's a descriptor, and it appears to be a short woman with black hair.
Hmm.
Worth keeping.
Okay, so you pocket the handbag.
Sure do.
Okay, so the two of you, yeah, you get a good look in. You don't find anything else, and as you're leaving, you see someone who fits the description of the ID, bustling back in, looking rather flustered, and begins looking under seats as another porter is sort of, I'm sorry, ma'am, I haven't seen anything. And you sort of,
Mhm.
Might as well. Oh,
Yeah.
here you
Go
go.
ahead.
you hand it over, and with a, oh, thank goodness, she takes it and has a look through, and you didn't take anything, you left everything where it was?
Oh no, everything's in place.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yep. She looks through and thanks you profusely, and then heads off the train. So you guys didn't not find it. You know it's not there.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Done.
Da, 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 da. I'm sorry.
Okay, so that avenue's dried up a little bit.
Yeah. So
So I
just while
think,
that's, oops, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. So in that case, I think my best course of action at this point. What do I have for money?
Sort of like incidentals, you don't really need to worry about, like buying a meal here or a drink there. I don't really track that stuff.
Oh, it's not a meal I want to get. Believe me. No, it's a ritual I want to get.
Well then yes, you will need to delve into your funds. You should have your gold listed after what you've spent.
Okay, it says 49.79. At least on this sheet it does.
Sounds like the right sort of
Yeah,
ballpark.
sounds right.
Okay, so what we're looking for is a speak with dead ritual.
Okay.
I mean, I feel I've always felt that's kind of misleading. Because, like, anyone can speak with dead. You need the magic to get them to speak back.
Yeah.
You should really make the dead speak with you.
Um, Is it possible to get a quick crash course on 4E rituals? Because it's something that's like a part of my class, but I never really delved into because I don't really know. Is it kind of just buying? Do you just sort of buy them kind of like items? Do you?
So you buy access to the ritual, which you can add to your ritual book. You can cast any ritual that you have in your book, as long as you have a feature that allows you to do so. So the ritual casting feat, which anyone can take, or some classes give you ritual casting, or some things give you ritual casting for this specific ritual or this specific type. And every time you cast it, it costs you the components cost. So, for example, Speak with Dead is a price of 360 gold pieces, which is to buy the ritual at its standard price, and the components are 140 gold. So, every time you cast it, you are considering to have bought and spent 140 gold on the components required for the ritual. It does not disappear once you've used it, it's still in your book.
And a ritual's a ritual. There's not like a divine ritualist and a arcane ritualist, etc. It's just you basically just pay for access.
Yeah,
You need
basically.
to be trained in the skill the ritual uses, and some of
Yeah.
them involve making skill checks.
So, like, Speak with
Oh,
Dead
so
requires
it's-
religion check,
I see.
and
So
9
they
or
have-
lower
they
gives
have
you no
individual
question.
prereqs, yeah.
Yeah. So some rituals just happen. Most of them have a check. Sometimes it's Arcana check, sometimes religion, sometimes nature. Depends on the nature of it. And the result determines what you get out of it. Of course, some of them are just the ritual is a thing that happens. Like there's, one that allows you to spend a healing surge to allow the party to share healing surges around the rest of the party. Like rearrange them however they like, which is a really good ritual to have. And there's ones that allow you to take an 8-hour rest for an hour by going into a pocket dimension. They don't require checks, they're just rituals.
Okay, I really need to look into this at some point, but
It's basically all the utility from the spells in 3 and 5 put into rituals so everyone can have them instead.
hmm.
And they tend to
They
have
cost gold.
Yeah, they cost
So
gold
you
and tend
don't-
to have minutes of cast time, so you can't do them in combat.
So you can't like lean on them to solve all of your problems forever.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll definitely have a look at them before the next session.
Yeah, like the red dragon's chasing you down the hall. I cast pass wall. No, you don't, because it's going to take you a minute and the dragon will eat you. All right.
So yeah, the plan's to find myself at the very least, a scroll of Speak with Dead, if not an actual something I can inscribe to my book.
Okay, so given that you're in Daynor, which is a notoriously lower magic area,
Right.
could you roll me a streetwise? See if you can find this. Anyone else can roll this for you if they're going to help you find it.
About
Uh-oh.
I get very distracted by a fancy tailor.
However, Quinn comes back to you with a man who tells you that he has a scroll to sell you.
Scroll. Okay.
A scroll, yes. This is a
I
scroll.
mean, really,
Oh, go ahead.
isn't any dead guy's journal a scroll of Speak with Dead?
Yes.
Pretty much. This will cost you 240 gold pieces, but a scroll does not require the components to cast.
So this is a one-time.
It's a one-time,
call?
yeah. So the scroll
Rather
itself, the ritual has been cast on it, the components have been used, and you just need to finish the ritual, and then it is cast. But it is 240 gold pieces, which is 100 more than what a cast of it would cost if you owned it.
Well, it's on the Burrow's money, right?
In a manner of speaking.
If you're interested in getting it into your book for good, so you can use it repeatedly, and it seems like a pretty useful one, you might want to go whole hog. But otherwise, we can just do this.
Is he going to go for it, Adasis? Did we lose him? We might have lost him.
I am talking, right? Sorry.
Oh, yeah. No, sorry, you weren't coming through.
1 sec. Gotta pull some
Yeah,
stuff out
character
of the
builders
stove.
taking it's keeping from doing it. I think the scroll will be fine for now, just because I don't know how long that corpse is going to last on that train right now. Like we
All
probably are already trying to shuffle it off as we speak. So Dimitri, if you can find that corpse for me, I can cast Speak with Dead on it, and we can try to get some answers.
Yep. So the corpse is still on the train, is it?
It
This
will
is the
be for a
first stop?
short while, yes. Yeah.
All right. I guess I'll definitely help out in that. I might, just ask if I can examine have another check of the corpse, but in case I missed anything in my initial inspection, and then I guess provide an opportunity for you to sneak in.
Okay. So, you guys head to where the corpse is. Dimitri. Oh, go ahead.
What exactly, like, does it let us ask a finite number of questions, or does it just let us talk with them for a while?
So it
Finite
depends
number
on
of
the roll.
questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to make a religion roll.
I'm also a ritual caster. I've got how good's your religion?
My religion
It's the best religion.
Also, you don't need to have ritual caster to cast from a scroll. Anyone
It is plus
can cast
11.
It's our same here, so 6. Yeah. So either or.
it. You can help him with it if
Alright.
you like.
Absolutely.
All right. So you guys head to the body, and you cast your ritual, which takes half the given time. So over the next 5 minutes, the two of you work on casting this ritual you've bought. Could I get the assist roll? So Dimitri, just a history check. Sorry, religion check. DC 13. Yep, it'll do. So with a +2 society, you get a religion check. This will determine your speaking with dead. So would you like to re-roll? Because that's only one question.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
figure out what questions we want to ask.
But yeah, well, you got to see how many questions you get as well. Okay, so 19 total will still only give you one question.
Do I want to do one more? Yes, I do.
That'll do
These
it.
dice are
Okay.
cursed.
So with a 22 total,
2 questions.
you have 2 questions. Now,
All right. Let's carry on.
I was going to say, you are speaking with the corpse of this person, not with the spirit. So as you cast the ritual, the corpse sort of shakes and shivers and begins to speak with an unnatural voice. Go ahead and ask your questions.
First, can we just brainstorm potential questions?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not going to do that. Well, that's one. So don't worry.
I don't think there's any point asking stuff like "Who are you?" Because it's just an assassin. But I think perhaps maybe something.
Who hired you?
Yes. I think "Who hired you" is probably a good one.
Okay.
Who hired
Specific
you and
to
why?
be...
But that was use up the 2 questions, which would. But who hired you and why are two fairly important questions in this.
How about, or actually, rather, how about instead of why, how about if the name is like, if we maybe, depending the answer to the first one, perhaps who hired you? How can we find them?
Doesn't sound like something the guy's corpse would know, right?
Well,
it
depends on how
the
they
corpse
were
has memories of the original person, doesn't it?
Yes, so the corpse knows what the creature knew in life and what has occurred near the corpse, but nothing beyond that. Like, it's not omnipotent?
And being a corpse, I take it like it's going to give truthful answers. It doesn't have like a will to like try and fuck us over or subvert us. Oh.
Well, the spirit's not in there anymore.
Yeah, the guy's personality might not have any bearing on it.
Oh well, I think yeah. So what do you think? Who are you? And what did you want to ask? Oh, no, not who are you.
Mhm.
Who hired you? And did we want to go with why, or did we want to go with how to find them?
Why don't we
Uh,
start with
yeah.
why? Because that might tell us who, right? If it's too
My
disrupt.
my concern is if this guy is just a contract killer and assassin, he may not know why, and he may not have cared why. He could be a case. It could be a
Yeah.
case of like the dude said, "Okay, here's some. You get this money if you kill this dude." In which case, we've blown a question.
Right.
Which
We
That's
is
only
why
got
I
true.
was
two of
kind of
them.
thinking like how if we get like a lead of like where to find the guy that hired him, we're going to soon find out the why anyway.
We could always
That's true.
ask where that damn handbag is.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Well,
Why don't we maybe try the? Why don't we like as our first question try
Yeah.
who
Ask,
hired
ask
you, because we all agree on that, and then we'll see where that leads us.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm happy for you guys to have a little bit of a discussion after you've got that answer as well. I'm going to make you ask two
Okay.
quick succession.
Here's the thing, though. He's either going to give us a name we don't know, or he's going to describe somebody we don't recognize. So maybe, like,
Well,
what organization did the guy who hired you work for, or something
Yeah,
like that.
hmm,
I
I
sort of
mean,
thought that was implied, but you're right. We might need to be pretty careful with our wording.
yeah.
we may
This is going
not.
to turn into a legalistic question. Which individual and slash or corporation slash private entity did employed you for the purposes of assassination?
Mhm.
I like
I
how,
mean,
I mean,
Vegetable.
it's not wish, but I like how you're lawyering the question. For the purposes of this investigation, please state for the court the man, woman, and or organization who hired you. Alright, so you talk to the corpse, and the corpse breathes out in a voice that I'm not going to try and even do. The name Scipiano. The family.
We've heard
that
that
name's.
name before.
Yeah, that's super familiar.
Oh, where
Fuck,
was
what
it
was that?
from?
We heard
Were
that a
they?
while back.
That was in the previous. Were they?
Well
Were
in the
they?
previous
Did they have
adventure.
stuff on the? Did they have Were they the ones that had like a warehouse or something on the docks that we never got around to investigating, or am I thinking of something
Mm-hmm.
else?
Now, you can roll me a history check because you guys have spent some time in Flint as downtime as police officers. You might have come across this name and this group. All of you can do it, in fact.
Womp womp.
Or
What
streetwise.
is wrong with my rolls right now?
Oh, Streetwise is way better.
Yeah, I think I'll
Streetwise.
reroll mine as a streetwise.
Okay.
Wait, no, it's not. Why is? Oh, because I'm proficient in history. Why am I proficient in history? Oh, from martial scientist. Okay.
Okay. So, Quinn, both of your roles actually. Both of your roles. You have heard this name. The family are a foreign crime syndicate, relatively new players that have been, over the last year, began to horn in on territory held by notorious strongman Lorcan Kell. Though the family, their crimes have been more subtle, fashionable almost, and a lot more respected by the citizenry, Kell and them have had a number of clashes that have left blood on the streets.
Hmm.
Well, now
Interesting.
we know Scipiano. It's the Scipianos. I think we could probably find them if we wanted to. So yeah, I
Hmm.
think that means the second question's definitely wide open again.
Yeah. It's a. So it's a
Honestly, I don't
mob.
mind. Oh, sorry.
I'm just pondering to myself. So it's
Let's
a
ask
mob
about the
hit.
bag.
I was thinking
Yeah.
that's actually not a bad idea.
The bag.
Okay. Yes. Where did you? The passenger manifest mentioned you had a bag aboard. Where did you hide your bag?
The corpse laughs and says, "In a pocket." And then the body just becomes limp again.
A pocket.
Getting the
A
feeling we should avoid the hell
pocket.
out of that question. Oh dear.
That is your
There you
answer
go,
to the
guys.
second question. Come on, man. That's fucking spoon feeding it to you, Thuck.
Yeah. I'm guessing he's talking about some little like bag of holding or dimensional thingy majiggity
That
maybe.
sounds about right. Yeah.
Could it be the fucking thing we've been dealing with this whole goddamn time?
What's that?
The bleak gate or whatever?
Probably not. Probably not that.
Are you lying to me, Spite?
No.
Okay.
But you've come
I
across what he's talking to you about, or what the body said. Definitely. That's a DM like shaking it in front of you in your face, like, come on, man.
Dude,
Gun lady,
Yeah.
your girlfriend. She had like a pocket dimension. She pulled her guns out of.
That's right.
So these people have hammer space?
I don't know what Hammett space is. A fan envisioned extra-dimensional, instantly accessible storage area. Yes! Abso-fucking-lutely that.
So, did you find out from I can't remember her name. Was it Kayla or whatever? Kaja. Did when you were chatting with her, did you like find out much about how the pocket thing works? Like, is it a case of she has to like interact with the device, or is it a case of she just sort of thinks about it and it appears?
I think she have like some sort of inscription or something, or some sort of fuck. I thought it was like a ritual inscribed on her person or clothes or something. Wasn't it, Spite? I can't fucking remember.
Guess we should check this guy for tattoos and/or notes.
We've already checked his person. The only thing he had was like a wallet with a picture of a sketch of Tantalovich, I believe.
You good?
So we checked his room, didn't we? And we didn't find much of note.
Correct. In fact, you found nothing.
Damn. Well, why didn't I get detect magic?
Oh, if it's a pocket dimension, do we still have like the check planar energy? Do like pocket dimensions count as being a different plane?
Yes, but for detect planar energy, you had to have come in contact with that plane before. Pocket planes tend to
Oh,
be created.
private.
Yeah.
Crab apples.
Might be a dead end for now. I just get the feeling it's going to come up somehow.
Okay. So, as time has gone on with you guys searching over this, you're getting closer to 6:30 at this point. And you notice that a fair few people have gone off into the enclave. You've seen, as you were moving around, those of you who weren't with the body as well, you would have seen the Grientos family heading off to one of the more children-friendly buildings in the enclave, with D'Amato listing off interesting factoids about construction, engineering, and mathematics to his children and anyone else who will listen. Things like, these arches are fascinating constructs, each one using only gravity placed on a single keystone to keep the entire building erect. Isn't that fantastic? And this building was constructed in the early age, after the Great Malice, by a governor who wanted to pay homage to his dead wife. Her stone portrait makes up the columns, blah blah blah. The Eleanor and Isabel, they Actually, who was out? Who was not at the body?
Me.
Could I please get a perception from you? Just one. Just one.
Wait, actually, no, I had to have been there because otherwise I wouldn't be able to help them out with the history check.
No, it's fine. Like, you didn't cast in the ritual, so you can have just brainstormed the questions beforehand, and then they gone in.
Oh, okay.
You didn't actually participate in the body. So you would have seen Eleanor and Isabel meet two Shiraj town guards, and in fact, about 15 minutes after that, you see one of the guards head from the hotel that they were taken to and return with a small stack of papers clumped in his hand. And then the four of them, Eleanor, Isabel, and the two guards, head towards the exit of this enclave.
Yeah, I'll be following them.
So you're going to try and follow them out of this enclave into one of the other districts?
Oh, God, that's such a bad idea, but yes.
Okay, by yourself. Cool.
Um,
Before you leave as well, you would have seen Boone, Bree, and Verzebek each travel in 3 different directions. Each of them do stop by the fancy hotel first. A couple of them get drinks, Boone and Bree. Verzebek leaves, and then Boone leaves, and then Bree leaves. Each of them heading in different directions. But if you do not follow one of them, or go and grab your group to split up and follow them, you don't know where any of them go beyond that point.
According to the manifest, what was Eleanor and Isabel's destination?
They were traveling to Nalam.
Not here.
Yep, quite far.
Would I have enough time to grab my party? Let them know.
You can run and let them know, yeah.
All right, then I guess I'll do that, and then I'll run back and I guess go after.
Eleanor?
Yeah.
We don't still have those. We don't still have those. Oh yes, it looks like in my inventory, those sending stones we got back from Exambria before we went to the swamp.
Yeah.
Are they still functional?
They should be.
Maybe we just give one to Rylar, so if he gets in over his head, he can let us know.
Because you didn't use them, did you?
I think we tried to use one once, but and we couldn't get a response. But that was way back, and they reset, don't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, might be good insurance policy.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Yeah. Let's grab it. Okay, gotta go. Thanks.
Okay, so I looked it up, and Detect Magic is tied to the Arcana skill in 4E, which makes this a lot easier. So I think my plan... I guess it depends on whether I'm attending the poker game, which I think I probably should. I'm going to try and... I'm going to try and make myself look like I'm coming in fairly late, but I'm actually going to try and I want to try and hide somewhere inconspicuous during this, because I don't want them to notice that I'm trying to cast the Detect Magic to try and see what magical things could be on everybody's person or stuff like that. If that makes sense.
I don't think you cast a spell. I think you just like focus or something.
Yeah, you'd sort of like
focus.
Trying to get a sense of it.
So less wavy hands and mystical incantations is more like I'm meditating.
Okay. You might not be able to get something like So you wanted to get an idea of who's got something magical. Is that
Mhm.
what you're going for?
That's
Okay.
right.
All right. Roll me an Arcana check.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So this is going to be a sort of an because we're not. I'm rambling a little bit since it's like 1:11 over here, but
That's all right.
so we're not actually at the poker game yet, but this is the roll for the poker game.
Oh no, sorry. I thought you were saying when you're getting off the train as well. Sorry, my mistake. If you're going to do it at the poker
Mhm.
game, we'll save it till then.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's the plan.
Cool. All right. I misheard. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Okay. All right. So with Quinn running off, Quinn, please, roll me a. Now there is a tailing a suspect thing here.
Oh God, no, not athletics. Spite.
Yes.
No.
Is it
No
tailing a
athletics.
suspect? Okay. Key skills: athletics,
Damn
bluff,
it.
perception, stealth, and streetwise.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna use athletics.
So you're trying to follow Eleanor and Isabel. This might be a bit difficult because they're actually being escorted by 2 guards. So, to start with, roll me. So you're going to have a 2-stage tale here, and you need to succeed both. One is a moderate DC, and one is an easy DC. It's your choice which one you do which.
Okay.
So you can choose 2 of athletics, bluff, perception, stealth, and streetwise, and tell me why, and then roll those 2 skills.
I'll do 1 stealth because obviously I'm trying to follow them without being
Yep.
spotted by them.
So you could travel in the streets and random routes, or you could slip into a shop and buy a banana whilst they're walking past. You could sit between 2 men on a seat. You could stand amongst 5 men who are having a conversation in the street. Anything from Assassin's Creed that you can think of, basically.
Yeah, I'll just
Just slowly walk behind them and watch the circle.
Yeah. Stand
Exactly.
right on the cusp of their awareness and dive into a bush at the moment they turn.
That's definitely a good one.
Okay. So athletics then.
He, no.
You can do a streetwise.
Troll.
Yeah. Streetwise, I'll do my second one.
Okay, do it.
Or
Which one are you going to do the other moderate difficulty, which is DC bugger all, like 15, I think?
Stealth. Stealth for sure.
Okay.
All right. Yep.
Okay, what level are we? Are we level 6? 7?
8.
8. Okay, so DC 16, and the other one's DC 12.
I think I got it.
Yeah, I think you got it. Yeah, you're fine. See what I mean? Easy peasy. I don't think you can fail either of those. Those DCs
think
don't
so,
look
no.
right.
Might wanna check up on that, buddy.
Okay. That's very weird. The hard is DC 24, which you'd have to roll lower than a 5 on. Oh, shit. Oh, you are stacked on stealth, though, so that's alright, I guess.
I am, yes.
Yeah, I was going to say you'd have to roll a 12 on streetwise. No, it's probably alright. That's probably fine. So yeah, you managed...
to stealth, so
yeah, dude, that's fucking ridiculous. Alright, so you follow them. You follow Eleanor and Isabel. They head to a wealthy district. And the two, after a short travel, arrive at a rather opulent manor house. Excuse me, high up on a hill.
Nice.
You see them greeted warmly at the door, and Eleanor and Isabel are welcomed inside. The guards stay outside and return to a small guard post nearby. From what you can gather at this place, this looked like any typical bureaucrat's house. There's no distinguishing marks. No, actually, there is a name on the letterbox, and the name is Monsieur Monmal, which indicates
Okay.
that it is not a family home, but a single man's home.
How well guarded is this area?
Other than the guards nearby, not guarded at all. Other than the two that brought Eleanor and Isabel, there's no other guards. It's just a wealthy
Alright.
district.
Can I try and sneak to like a, like a stalker style up a vined terrace or trellis, whatever? Look for a window. See
Yeah,
if I can find
absolutely.
them.
There's one of those handy crisscrossing trellis that goes up the side with vines climbing up, and you see it go to a open window on the second floor, which you can climb up and into if you like.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so you head on up. As you just go in through the window, you see a small group of people arriving at the property. You duck out of the way just inside the room, which is empty, and you see that these people arrive, and there appear to be more guests. You hear, now that you're closer, up in the second floor, you can hear voices. It sounds like whoever's opening the door is inviting them all inside and directing them to the banquet hall. You can sort of make your way across the room to the other side, and you see that the building itself is like a square shape where the inside is open air. So like the entire center is a courtyard, and it's sort of like a square property.
Okay.
From the roof that you're at the, like if you're looking at it from the front, you're at the bottom of the square, and you can see clearly into a glass wall, or a glass walled room that is a large banquet hall with a like 20-seated table, all laid out with food, drinks, and small bowls of drugs and fey pepper and all manner of stuff. And you see this group of people, around 10, 15 people total, being entertained in this room. You see a man who looks to be probably Monmal, as he is very much the head of the party, and welcomes the new people as they come in, introduces everyone. To get closer would be very tough, but you're definitely going to need to get closer if you want to get any sort of ears on what's going on.
How long is the short rest?
5 minutes.
5 minutes?
5 minutes.
If I were to take a short rest, not for the purpose of healing, but for the purpose of changing my disguise, could I do that?
You can
Like,
take
I
5
can't-
minutes to change your disguise if you want.
I couldn't
there's
imagine-
no pressing thing.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine this party ending in 5 minutes. And you said in Daenor the people here are basically whatchamacallits? Tieflings, right?
Yes, Daenor tieflings are very common.
Tieflings and Drow are roughly the same size, aren't they?
Yeah, but one has horns.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it literally says a nondescript member of a race or an organization, but it has to be
Don't forget
humanoid
the
of my
tail.
size.
Yeah. No, that'll be fine.
All right, I'll just do a nondescript. Whatchamacallit, tiefling, and try and stealthily mingle my way in.
Okay, so you're gonna try and look like you're one of the party.
Yeah, try not to
How
get
big
spotted.
is- Oh, sorry. Yeah, I probably shouldn't comment because I'm not there. Never mind.
I think you should comment.
All right. I was going to say,
Tearing you
like,
in.
how big is the party? Like, is it like a
Like-
massive gala with hundreds of
With
people,
the
or is it
5
like
people
one?
that turned up, there's about a dozen people, like a dozen party goers.
So there's a good chance that the guy knows everyone by name.
Right, I just have to not get spotted by him. I just have to listen to him.
Okay. So you're gonna get changed, and then you're gonna climb down to the front and come in through the front door. Or you're gonna climb down inside and make your way into the banquet hall.
I'm starting to regret this decision.
No. You don't have to. Please push on.
When you say it like that, it makes me not want to do it anymore.
Hey.
You remember that one time where you're like, "Hey, stick your head into the attic. Nothing could go wrong," and then I died. I remember that.
I remember that too. That was really funny.
Don't fucking name of the game is Risk, so I'm gonna do it anyway.
That's a different
Can
game.
Actually, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Shut up. Question though,
Yes.
if possible, since this is most likely gonna go wrong, can I set up before I go down like kind of an escape route?
What would you like to set up?
Since this window seems to be open, maybe like the quickest way back up here. I guess. Oh wait, I forgot. I can like literally climb or long jump my speed
Yeah.
with no check. So, yeah. Oh, such a bad idea.
You can just eyeball a escape route. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so you climb down into the courtyard, yeah?
Yeah.
And begin to make your way into the banquet hall. Now, there's two entrances at the banquet hall. One of them is up near this man, as he's got a ring of about 4 people around him, deep in conversation. You see him belly laugh a few times, and everyone else sort of follows cue. You can even see from out here that they probably have no idea or give no shits about what he's talking about, but laugh along with him. The other end of the hall, the door is wide open. There's less people around. Which door would you like to go in?
In order to get into places where you don't belong, it's 2 parts confidence, 1 part dress. I'm just gonna go straight to where those people are
Belly laughing with the
fake
guy.
laughing. Yeah.
Okay. Damn you. All right. So you go in, and thankfully, as you make your way in through the door, you can mingle with the crowd of people, even around him, and be enough out of sight that he just sort of continues talking on. You get the feeling if you'd maybe come through the other door, things might have gone differently. In fact, this is confirmed when you see a man step from beside the other door to announce the arrival of another guest. If you'd come in through that door, you probably would have walked right in front of that man, and he may have asked you your name so he could announce you. But he announces another guest, which takes everyone's attention for a while, and you are successfully inside the little room. Now, I'm not going to go into... Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say, can I interrupt real quick? I have to take care of a couple things. Do you mind switching over to the other party real quick?
Yes,
right
okay,
now.
I'll come back to you. All right.
Thanks.
All right, so he's made his way into the party. Let's go back to Dimitri. What are you doing at the moment?
Basically, up until the poker game, given that there was the warning given to passengers about people sneaking on the train, Dimitri's probably going to just be sort of patrolling the train, particularly first and second class, seeing if there's any faces that aren't familiar that sort of pop on or look like they're hanging. I'm basically looking for anything suspicious.
Okay. I'm not even sure if you need to roll for that, really. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of activity. And in fact, there's a large number of guards patrolling up and down the train, and especially around the luggage compartment. This isn't the Avery Coast's first rodeo in this town. There's plenty of security here that you, after a short while, begin to feel superfluous.
All right. So, yeah, I don't really know what to do in that case. I may just sort of start preparing for the poker game with some the bit of help from my bottle of vodka.
Well chopped beforehand. Okay, so the time's getting about...
I'll make you better at poker, right?
But it makes you care less when you lose. So it's getting to about 7:45. So you guys are looking probably another hour and a half before people start filing back in for the poker game. Now, before we get to here, did anyone want to follow any of the other people of interest when Quinn came and informed you that he was following, or that some of the people were heading in different directions?
Yeah, I want to see what the people who don't want to play poker off doing.
Okay, so the only people that didn't, I believe, was Eleanor and Isabel, which have been followed by Quinn. It's the party he's gone to. I think everyone else agreed to, yeah? Just not the Grientos wife?
Okay. Well, in that case, let's follow our lucky friend. I'd actually have no idea
Verzebek?
what I did. Oh yeah, what the heck?
Okay. And Dimitri, you can feel free to follow someone as well if you'd rather do that.
I think I'd rather not, just because I don't want to be. I've got like the identity as being the train marshal, so I probably would rather not. I don't think I'm going to be really good at if I get caught, so I might be. I think I'm going to leave that to the other party members to do.
Okay. It's not necessarily going to be a big skill challenge to follow one of these, but it's alright.
Let me see. So,
Don't let your skills hold you back.
all right. I was gonna. Yeah. Honestly, I think the only one that Dimitri would personally be interested in is Tantalovich, although it looks like that's already taken. Because like he does still a bit, given the whole mysterious death thing, he's a bit concerned about that. But yeah, I might sit this one out.
Okay. What about you, Cesare? It is.
I think mostly just getting ready for the poker game.
Okay.
Getting the proper dress, making sure his special little pair of glasses is all in order, stuff like that.
Alright. So, just Severian then. So, let's get... Now, you're following Verzebek, weren't you? Okay, so the first place Verzebek goes, he was the first one to leave that hotel. He walks around the more seedy side of the track and begins to make his way to a cheap hotel. You see him talk to a young woman for a short while, and a little while after that, the two of them leave and head to the Enclave's fanciest bar, which is called the Le Wab du Fond. Maybe slaughtering that, but I don't even care.
Okay.
And as you're following, could I please have you tell me how you're staying hidden?
Well, I'm dressed pretty differently. I've got a big old broad-brimmed hat that's probably hiding who I am, and I'm always doing something while keeping an eye on him. So, buying a banana,
Yep.
eating a banana, disposing of a banana peel.
Not choking to death on the banana seed.
Banana, yeah.
All things banana, all the
All
time.
things banana. Okay, so roll me some banana-based check. Yeah, you didn't actually eat the banana after all, did you? You never once ate the banana.
I've pocketed the banana to pay a monkey for his gun, which he got from the NRA.
Fantastic. Okay, so you stay well out of sight. Vizbek doesn't notice you. And the bar that he takes this lady to is busy enough that you can easily keep an eye on him without bumping into him. You do notice as well, after a short while, Olivert Boone is already at this bar, and in fact, Verzubak heads off and starts getting considerably drunker than he was before, and Boone takes the opportunity to chat up the lady that Verzubek had brought to this bar. And it's around this point that you see Brienne herself turn up, order a bar from the drink, and find herself a quiet table. The same pub. So the three of them end up here. It's pretty, getting close to about that 7:30, 7:45 time now. And
How's
go ahead.
how's the young lady look? Does she look like she's being bothered, or is she into it?
She looks like she's the sort of person who is professionally attractive and is into whomever seems to be the wealthiest and the most interested in her.
Ah,
So the three of them here, Verzubek being fairly drunken, buying drinks for people around, laughing at jokes far too loud, and playing a lot of dice, losing considerably. Actually, you notice him lose quite a few games, but right as he's getting down to his last few gold pieces in his hand, he has a big win, which recoups most of his stake.
what a funny coinkydink.
What a coinkydink. At roughly 7:40, Verzubek stands. He climbs onto a table with a tankard in hand and booms out a toast that quiets the room. And he shouts out, "I'll buy a round to anyone, to everyone, if you'll listen for just a minute." And he says, sort of gestures around the room nonchalantly, but can you please roll me an insight? As he shouts out, "To those we trust in, and to those who earn our trust, may alcohol forever help bring us together." And then he finishes the toast with, "All of you care so much for free drinks that you'll listen to a foreigner ramble on. So I suppose I must toast myself to Verzubek Tintelovich." And this elicits a few laughs and boos from the crowd. And climbs down from the table. As he climbs down from the table, he begins to walk directly towards you, Severian. Now, the insight you rolled, when he gestured across the room, you saw both Bree and Boone were in the general areas that he pointed to, and both of them reacted and stood as he was making his speech. And now Verzubek is making a beeline directly towards you.
Let's see. Wait, is he? So he's just like
Just walking through the
walking,
crowd
like.
towards you.
Oh, okay. Um, Maybe I can convince somebody to, hey, here, have a seat, and not be there when he gets there.
Okay, so you're going to try and sneak out? Or just sneak away?
Yeah. Just sneak away, stay in the bar, but not be quite where he's going towards.
Alright, roll me a stealth check.
Let's see, maybe I have something for this.
Well, you weren't in disguise, were you? You were just sort of dressed up for the poker game.
Yeah.
So he's pretty much already seen you at this point.
Well, I was kind of keeping to myself, newspaper, like reading a newspaper, that sort of thing, but maybe he has.
Reading a newspaper in a bar is pretty suspicious.
Yeah, or kind of playing darts with my face away, something that's occupying me.
I suppose there is a chance he hasn't actually seen you yet, but he just happens to be walking that way because, what do you know, he's super lucky.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm figuring, and so I'm gonna. I wonder how different I can make myself look in a hurry.
It's only a few moments, so I'm actually going to put on the make a decision quick card.
Okay, so here's an idea, and it's terrible. I've got some food or something, right?
You got a banana, yep.
Well, I was thinking like a meal from the. Wait, this is a bar, so they probably don't serve food. Never mind. Let's just muss my hair. Let's just pull my hat down real low, and go back to doing what I was doing, which I guess is eating a banana.
Gonna say,
Non-suggestively.
Yes. I don't know if I should suggest not being there, but would it be worth it just going with the, if you see him go, oh, fancy seeing you here, sort of thing? As if it was a coincidence?
That's kind of what I was going to go for once he saw me, but at this point,
You're
actually,
still,
that's probably a
still
better
trying
idea.
to hide?
Yeah,
Okay.
in fact,
All
no,
right.
I'm actually gonna turn and be, oh, hey, that was some toast. Funny ending up at the same bar. Quite a lucky thing.
All right. Go ahead and roll me diplomacy or bluff. Yeah, that'll do. That passes, don't worry. Okay. So he walks over to you and you say as much. Yeah, fancy meeting you here. Nice toast, etc., etc. And he did notice you before, so he's not surprised to see you. But he does just seem happy to see you and invites you to come and drink and play dice with him. Perhaps a bit of luck before our game soon, eh? You want to get those fingers warmed up a bit? And tries to lead you by the arm over to a table where he's playing dice. Do you accompany him?
Yeah. Did you say Brian, what's his face, slipped out, or?
Roll me a perception. They stood up. That was the last thing you saw
Ooh.
during his speech. But roll me a perception, please.
$15?
Okay. You see no sign of Boone. He is gone, but you didn't catch him. However, Bree, you just catch her slipping out of this bar.
I guess I'm gonna politely decline and tell him I've gotta freshen up and all that.
Okay. And
I'll compliment him
Verzebek
on his
says, "Are you
toast.
sure? You haven't even been filled up." But you easily peel yourself away from him. Follow behind Bree. And
Yeah,
she.
same sort of deal.
All right.
New banana, different peel, or new peel, same banana, or
Yeah.
something.
Okay, so you're heading out, and you see Bree head to the exit of the Enclave, and you see her flash a pass of some sort, and the guards allow her to leave. You see just
Ooh.
enough of her beyond the gate, heading right, and that's you lose sight of her.
Oh, that's all right. I'm going to flash them a piece of paper, and I'm going to insist that I'm with that lady and that it's very important, and kind of push through.
What? Just a random bit of paper.
And when they question me, I'll tell them that they just saw my ID, and and there's a little wave of the finger here and a little bit of the Fey charm, and I'm using faulty memory.
Okay. All right. So you flash the paper, and it's dark, and he pulls up his lantern to have a look, and you pull it out of the way just in time, and you try to use phantom memory. Now, how does that work? Let's have a look.
So I
Faulty
roll
memory,
a
sorry.
bluff check, which I actually am going to use Beguiling Tongue this time, since this seems important. And if he
And he rolls
gets,
an insight check. Okay.
yeah, he rolls insight, maybe with a bonus.
He'll just get his half
And-
level. This guy, he's not trained in insight.
Okay, in that case, I don't think I need the Beguiling Tongue.
All right. Roll your bluff. Yeah, he can't beat
Boom.
that. I actually, no, he can't. Cool. All right. So you Jedi mind trick the guard, and he said, I'm okay. I'm sorry. And as you sort of push past and go to follow Bree, you hear him comment to his friend, "That's the fourth one tonight. Why are they giving so many passes out to foreigners?" Just as you leave. And 1 second, I'm getting a phone call. We're going to take a 10-minute bio break here, if that's all right.
Okay.
Are we nearing a good stopping point, or?
Getting pretty late for you guys, is it? How are you holding up, Ryler? Oh, that's right, he was gone anyway. It is like 20 to 9, which would have been like the stopping time anyway, so when
Do
he
you
gets
guys
back...
do you guys just want to go for 15 minutes and then call it?
Sounds
yeah.
good.
Not sure.
We can stop before the
but
poker
it is
game.
like 1:42 right here, so it
Yeah.
is pretty dang late.
That's right. We can
Also-
stop before the poker game.
Yeah. Yeah, Ryler's also still currently gone as well.
That's a
and
good
he
point.
was super wiped out, so might be good to call it quits.
Oh, good. All right. Actually, yeah, we might call it there. So you head out the gate into the main, or the next, or rather beyond the rail enclave. With our wind up is going to have you just following Bree out into the beyond the enclave, with Quinn or Ryla in the midst of a party, somehow snuck into a 12-person intimate gathering, and Society Dimitri preparing for a poker game that's hopefully going to shed some light on some things. And that's going to be us for today. Thanks for playing. Thanks for coming along. Sorry we didn't get much to play, but
That's
hope you had a
all
good
right.
time.
That's
I
good.
do enjoy these role playing